Okay.
So the first question, can you please tell us, Father, like your conversion, how you become a priest? Because we know
Okay.
that you're so young and how you become a priest.
I've been ordained for 10 months, okay, so very new at being a priest, but I think my conversion started when I was about 16, after a time of rebellion, a time where I messed up a lot and got myself into a lot of trouble, and I sort of reached the end of myself, and I wanted to somehow I needed to turn my life around. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I had a conversion experience where I met Jesus as my personal Lord and my Savior. And when I did that, somehow, through prayer, somehow my heart started to change. I started to love and accept myself, and I didn't need to fight with people all the time because I was very angry.
Okay.
And somehow my heart started to fill up with love, a lot of love. And I used to say, God, I want to do whatever you want. I'll go around the world, I'll preach, I'll sing. I just want to share with people this love that I experienced. But I used to say, but please don't let me become a priest. Because I used to see the priest so cut off from reality, in a sense.
Yes.
But then I met a role model in Italy. And I started to think, hey, if I'm going to be anything like this guy, I'll start considering it. And I started to consider the priesthood. I entered the seminary in 2003, and I've never looked back. It's been a very exciting journey for me.
Okay, and you're originally from Malta?
Malta, yes.
Okay, and when did you come here?
I came to Australia 5 years ago.
5 years ago. And to Paris in Victoria?
I'm in a parish called Shepperton. Shepperton is in Victoria, it's in regional Victoria.
Are you still in that parish?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been there for 8 months. Yeah, and it's been good, a busy journey. Sort of lovely, very big parish.
Is it like a small town?
It's a small town. I mean, as much 70,000 people in the town.
Not
So
small.
it's small compared to Melbourne, but not very small. Yeah.
Okay, and next question. Can you please tell us how you normally spend your day?
My day is usually in a parish. It depends if I'm touring or I'm at parish, but most of my days are spent in the parish. So what would happen is I'd probably wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. 6:15 I'm at the gym.
Wow.
I go to the gym till about 7:15. 7:15 I come back. I have prayer at 7:30 with the parish priest. Then breakfast, then mass, and then at 10 o'clock my meetings begin. So sometimes I have 8 appointments or whatever. I'm chaplain to a school of 2,500 kids, so I do a lot of work there. And then in the evening, usually more meetings, or sometimes I go and play squash, sometimes I work on our youth program, sometimes I work on music, always different, yeah, but that's the general program.
Okay. And we know that you also write songs, you're a singer, so when did you start writing songs?
I started writing when I was 17 years old, after my conversion experience, so I picked up the guitar, and I used to lead the worship in my charismatic group, in a charismatic group in Malta.
Okay.
So, and that's how I started singing, and then I started writing songs for the praise and worship. And I used to lead the music there. And then when I entered the seminary, I started recording my music, because my best friend died, and I wrote a song for his funeral. And his parents asked me to record the song, and then I've been recording ever since.
Okay, and one of your famous songs is God Doesn't Make Rubbish. We used your that title of your song as a theme in our prayer meeting last year. Can you please tell more about it?
Yes, that is a song I wrote with Bishop Joe Grech. So Bishop Joe was my bishop, but he died on the 28th of December last year. He was very close to me, where he was like my mentor and my spiritual father. And we used to go on holiday together once a year between Christmas and New Year. And one Christmas we decided, I told Bishop George, I said, Bishop, let me write down all your sayings, because he used to say wherever he went, it was his famous saying, God does not make rubbish. Don't sell yourself short, sort of. God made you beautifully and wonderfully. And because sometimes people don't realize the dignity which they were given. And so I wrote down this song, probably the worst song I've ever written, like lyrically, because it says nothing, but it's so simple, and maybe that's why it's so effective. And so we recorded it. I got Bishop Joe to come into the studio, and we recorded the song, and then I released the song, and it became my most downloaded song on iTunes. In fact, for a few weeks it was even number 2 on iTunes. It's the second most downloaded inspirational song.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's amazing how God takes something so normal, so unexpected, and makes something beautiful out of it. Yeah.
That's a beautiful song. I like it.
Mhm.
And did you go to Word Youth Day in Madrid?
I did.
So what's your memorable moment in there?
I had a few. I went with 56 young people from my diocese.
Yeah.
I was a chaplain there, but I just loved being with the young people, and just. But also I had the opportunity of playing for the Canadian gathering for about 5,000 Canadians, and for about 7,000 gathered at the Australian gathering. So that was a real memorable experience. To see the energy in the room was wonderful.
And can we ask you, because we are as a young people, sometimes we lose motivation with all the other things that we have, like study, like work. So can you please give message to us how to keep our spirit alive, especially in our community?
Yes. I think, look, it comes in 2 levels. When community is so important, it's so important to have a community, and that's what keeps you going. But the community makes no sense if there's no personal relationship with Jesus, if there's no ongoing relationship with Jesus. So we need to make a commitment, maybe to pray every now and then, possibly every day, and all that you need to start with is just 3 minutes a day, and just you can put it into 3 minutes. 3 minutes thanking God, 1 minute thanking God, 1 minute reading the Bible, and 1 minute praying for yourself, and just do that, and that keeps you motivated. I used to go to a gym in Melbourne called Fitness First, and Fitness First on the walls, wherever you go, there's written, motivation is what gets you started, but discipline is what keeps you going. So somehow you get started through motivation, you get started through maybe a conversion experience, whatever, but then discipline. Sometimes you need to discipline yourself to pray, and to even go to the community even when you don't feel like it sometimes.
And the last one, because most of us next month they're going to face exam, final exam. So can you please give message so that they can be more motivated in doing their study?
Yes. One thing that I always used to do in my studies is that before I used to study, I used to say, Jesus, let me study those things that are coming out in the exam.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It works. I found it works. 100% of the time it works. Sometimes we think, oh God, why did you allow me to fail? Why did you... Sometimes we don't ask God in the beginning what to study. I think He's interested. He knows what's coming out in that exam.
Yeah.
Do your best, study hard, but ask Jesus, what do you want me to study? And help me remember. So keep that in relationship, and imagine Jesus sitting down next to your desk. I find that it helps me a lot. Study, do your best, and let God do the rest.
Right.
That's
all
it?
for us. Yeah.
Thanks,
Thanks a
guys.
lot.
Thank you.